Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, but definitely hit the like button as you come into the room. If you would like to support the channel, you could do it via Cash App, or there's a little heart right there at the bottom of the screen um, that says thanks, and you can click on that. Today, I wanted to talk about, I've never talked about the cookie shop. I've never really said a whole lot about the cookie shop. And I think I've said from the very start, I've gone into that cookie shop probably about 3 or 4 times. And I've gone into the Butterifics one time, I know, for butter cookies. And that was before all of this happened. Of course, that cookie shop that was on Airways is no longer on Airways. Of course, we all know that it closed down. Um, but I've had people but of course the cookies are in. I've seen them in. Is it the Cash Saver? I think it's in the Cash Saver grocery store, if I'm not mistaken, and it might be in the Kroger's. I'm not sure, but people have asked me a lot, Miss T, what do you think about that cookie shop? Like, Miss T, people have come to me, I know you got to know, and um you're not saying anything. And well, I'm one of those people that I don't like to just accuse people based on what I feel. Okay, it's just strictly based on what I feel. um I know a lot of people have said, as far as the cookie shop is concerned, I know they've said, stop, Remy. A lot of people have said, as far as the cookie shop is concerned, well, Raven has changed her story about 100 times, and this, and that. But the thing about it is, I've never really looked at a whole lot of Raven's um, videos, okay? And just because a person changed their story, and let me just say this, maybe she changed the story. It could have been something um behind it, or if Raven is in communication with the police, I'm gonna tell you, and this is not what I think, this is what I know. If she knew anything viable about what happened at that cookie shop, she would not be allowed to put that out into the atmosphere, right? She would not be able to do it. She can't go and discuss a ongoing investigation. That's something that she can do. As I've said before, okay, because as it relates to that cookie shop, I have to say I've never heard anybody credible say that Raven or the cookie people had anything to do with it. So if I talk to some of these people that know about this case, and I'm talking about the investigative part of it, not out in the street, not people out in the street saying, yeah, yeah, something fishy. Not that. Be quiet, Remy. Not that. Okay. But if I talk to some of these people and no one has ever said anything to me about the cookie shop. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Be quiet, Remy. Okay, I'm sorry about that. But if I talk to these people and nobody has ever brought up the cookie people, and it does not mean anything, I can't just say, well, Raven and her family was involved. I can't say that, especially if I have not heard it from a reliable source. Okay. If I haven't heard it from a reliable source, when you hear me start talking about people, and I don't know everything about the case, And just because somebody does not mention anything to me, it does not mean anything. It just means that they have not said anything to me about um, anybody at the cookie shop. Like I've said from the very start, I don't know who worked in that cookie shop. I don't know who worked in there. Okay. But I've never heard anyone reliable say anything about the people at the cookie shop, right? So we talk about, well, these people wanted a deal. Is there any proof, that she was trying to get a deal? And here's the thing: when people come at me, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because people they always kind of make their way to me as it relates to the cookie shop and the people that worked inside of the cookie shop. Okay, well, you won't say anything. No, I'm not going to say anything if I have not heard anything from anybody reliable, and it don't mean nothing. Then what I have to do is I have to sit back and wait and let things play out. But I can't accuse somebody based on what I feel. How I can't do that. You know. But I think I've always maintained that I did not know who worked in that cookie shop. If there was something fishy about what went on in that cookie shop, the investigators, it will come out. Okay, that's if it was. And then you're going to start to see some arrests being made. Okay, you will start to see that. But like I said, I just kind of stay on the trail that the Memphis Police Department, the Memphis Police investigators are on. I kind of just kind of follow their lead and stay on their trail. And thus far, I have not heard anybody mention the cookie shop. I haven't. It don't mean anything. I can't accuse anybody if I have not heard a reliable source. And a reliable source would come out of that DA's office or out of MPD investigation, um, investigative office, out of homicides. That's a reliable source to me. But as far as speculation and just all out going at somebody, no. If you hear me speak about somebody, you better know it's because I've heard a reliable source. If I hint about somebody, it's because I've heard a reliable source say something. And so I just kind of stick to that. Okay. Even if I've had my suspicions about somebody and I haven't heard anyone say anything about it, or kind of talk about it passively or anything like that, I just kind of hold back until I hear it. That's why when people say to me, well, you don't think pre-involved, because I've flat out heard that they were not. Okay? I flat out heard that they were not. Do you all think that an investigation like this, where especially where there is a lot of money involved, there was a lot of money involved in this? Y'all think those young men were not, and the people around him, to include his family members, were not the first ones that was put up under the microscope? They were some of the first ones when I felt like, even though they knew that there was issues other places, they were put up under the microscope and dissected completely. When I was thinking, well, they kind of, why, at this point, why are they still dissecting this when I, because that's how we feel sometimes, when they should be on this trail right here, the trail that they are on now. But they had to do the process of elimination. So that's why when people get on my live and they start talking about pre and things that you don't believe, show don't. I don't believe it, because they've been eliminated. So that's why when people say, when nobody is eliminated, they've been. And based on them knowing some of these people that may have an affiliation, because you're going to see some more people arrested. And some of those young men probably knew them, because they probably was from around you're going to see from around that area. Memphis is not that big, and South Memphis is sure not that big. You're talking about these young men, they, gang members and things of that nature. They're affiliated with some type of gang, and they're all doing music and things of that nature, or affiliated with somebody that was doing music. Hell yeah, they know each other. But just because they knew each other and they had some type of acquaintance and was cool with each other, it don't mean that one thing has nothing to do with the other, that they was involved in helping to take their boss out just because they knew some of the people that was in their neighborhood or around their neighborhood. They knew them. They was cool with them. Okay. So, like I said, as far as the cookie shop, you're not going to hear me say anything about the cookie shop because at this point, I have not heard a reliable source say anything. It don't mean anything because, I don't know everything as it relates to this case, but I do know that they're on a trail, and I have heard names, and I've never heard Raven's name. I've never heard her parents' name. I don't know everything about the investigation, but I cannot accuse someone and I haven't heard a reliable source. I go with reliable sources. Just like when I went downtown on Friday to take care of business, and one of those reliable sources said, "Girl, it's ready to be some more indictments." And then there was an indictment on Monday. Those are my reliable sources. Okay. Just like when I told y'all that one of those other reliable sources said back in January that some more rappers was gonna be indicted. I hold to that. And then they said again last month that something was getting ready to happen. And then I heard something Friday and it happened Monday. Just like that, though, some of those same reliable sources was telling me about Cornelius and them and the evidence that they had. And then those 800 pages and counting came out. Those are my reliable sources, not what speculation, not, because we could think all types of stuff. But is there any proof? Right? Okay. Is there any proof? So for those people, that always reach out to me and say, "Well, I know you got to know, you just don't want to say it." No, the thing about it is if I had heard somebody say that they were involved, I would go, it may be something funny with that. And like I said, I don't know everything. It don't mean nothing because they haven't said anything to me because they don't have to say anything to me. But I haven't heard it from a reliable source. So I can't just be accusatory as it relates to them, as it relates to that cookie shop. I think y'all, as I always say, you just have to be patient. More and more stuff coming out. We're at the meat of it now. You're gonna start getting you get ready to start getting to you getting ready to start getting the potatoes around the meat, and then you're gonna get the meat. We're at the part now because it's almost been a year since Dolph was assassinated. We're at the part now where things are getting ready to start coming out like I don't know what. That's why I always say don't stress yourself out and don't just take stuff and run with it. Just kind of let it play out. And if I can get some correct information, what I can share with you, I will. But I'm just not accusatory. And the funny thing about it is, like, when I've gotten on my vlog and I've said to people, um, this is a trail that the police is on, that was a consistent pattern of trying to take him out. People don't, they'll question me about that. Well, why you say that one thing had nothing to do with another? I go, okay, because see, I ain't into trying to force feed nobody nothing. There was a consistent pattern. Stay on the trail that the police is on because they're on the right trail. I'm not getting off of it. And if some stuff is thrown out there while I'm following their lead and things of that nature, then hey, I'll go, well, hey, this they've said it now. But they never said it before. So now that they've said it, then I that's what it is. Okay. So I'm not going to throw out different narratives about that cookie shop, because see, I never knew. I've never even heard of a trigger tray. I still haven't heard of him. I wouldn't even know how he looked if I saw him. There has not been a reason for me. I've probably seen maybe one or two videos of Raven, and the only thing that I've ever said was, I think that Raven needs to scale back. I think that she needs to scale back because she's putting herself in danger. Because it's a lot of people that's out there that don't, that's, they don't want things to come out about this case. But but at this point, especially back then, when they didn't think that the police knew, but they knew they already knew the whole damn time the direction. Okay. So people's lives was really in danger. I think a lot of people knowing it, figuring out at this point, damn, these folks knew more than what we thought. And we was constantly knocking people off. Do y'all know how many people has gotten messed over in this Dolph's case and tried to be silenced? That's the that was the that's the danger. That was the danger of it, because they were so damn feeble minded. They felt like we're gonna silence anybody that's talking, because they might tell on me, when they knew who the motherfuckers was to begin with. They always knew the direction. That's why I stay on their trail. The trail that they on, I'm staying on their trail, because they're trained, and Dolph got a dream team. Shit, you think the FBI, with the FBI and the DEA and all of them being on this case, if they was involved, they would have swiped them up. Even shit. Okay. Y'all think they wouldn't have? Y'all think they wouldn't have? It would have been, she would have been more accessible. And I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Okay. I don't know as it relates to that. All I know is I've never heard a reliable source say it. So that's why you don't hear me say it. Okay. So until then, I'm gonna stay on the trail, and some of what I throw out there, those are probably the names that I've heard from those reliable sources. But I know that people, they kind of reject a lot of stuff. But even with you rejecting it, it ain't gonna change nothing. Because if I say something about somebody, because I've heard those names, you can reject it all day. It ain't gonna change a damn thing. That's what it's gonna be. That's exactly what it's gonna be. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you have not, like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you would like to give, you can give via Cash App, or you can hit the thanks button with the heart at the bottom. But keep that in mind, you guys. Keep that in mind. We're getting close to, like, all of this stuff that people want to know. We're getting close to that. You're getting close to knowing that. Okay. So that's why I say just be patient, because being impatient ain't gonna change nothing, because we still can't know everything until they tell us. We can't know everything until they tell us. There's no way for us to know everything that they got. Hell, if the attorneys knocked off of their damn feet, it looked like those attorneys are I'm talking about those defense attorneys are completely discombobulated, because them folks been out there spinning. They the real hitters, the FBI agents and the DEA and stuff. They've been out there spinning for real. I don't think that the attorneys have been able to regroup at this point. And that young man that y'all saw arrested, that's just the damn beginning. And that's the Covington people. And I'm sure those same federal entities they got working with them on this Dolph's case, because ain't nobody gonna get away with nothing. Okay. That's why I say, if Raven was involved, she'd be more accessible. You got all them folks down there telling on each other. You think they wouldn't have told on her? She'd have been the first one they told on. You know why? Because if they could tell on their partners, who is she? They'd have told on her first. People normally tell on the people that they really ain't studying first. Okay. So just kind of keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. All we know is that some stuff is in the atmosphere. And it's going to be, you know, hey, I don't know. If anybody I don't know who I've always said I don't know who worked in that cookie shop. So I can't say that everybody in there is eliminated. But I do know this, with the way that the authorities have been out there spinning. If somebody in that cookie shop was involved, they would have done got them by now. It's been a whole year. Okay. Or we'll be seeing them get them soon. Seeing them get them soon. But to just go after somebody based on pure speculation, I can't do that. I can't. So if you hear me throw somebody's name out there, or you hear me kind of express my disdain about something, it's because I've heard their names from reliable sources. Okay. All right, you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I want to thank you all for watching the video. Okay. Talk with you later.